welcome back to a brand new episode of Virtual Coffee. My name is Alexa Collier, and on this podcast, I showcase and talk to small business owners from around the world. Now, today is going to be a little bit of a different episode. I had said in my season 2 launch episode that I wanted to do monthly updates just to showcase a little bit more of my life and my personality. So that the podcast isn't just interviews with small business owners. So today is the September update, if you will, just kind of looking back on September, what I've been up to, what's been on my mind. So let me know if you like these types of episodes, but I think they're fun and it's just a different vibe than the interviews that we usually do. For September, some exciting things related to Virtual Coffee in the podcast. So I'm still a Two Roosters ambassador. I also talked about that in the season 2 launch episode, I think. But Two Roosters is a local ice cream chain here in the Raleigh, Cary, Wake Forest area. And I'm an ambassador for them. It started in August and I'll go through November. So still active in that. And it's been really fun. I get free ice cream, which is always fun, and get to post about Two Roosters, which we love anyway, and we go to weekly if I'm an ambassador or not. So that's been really fun. And then I've also started another ambassadorship with Unwind on White. That's also a local business here in Wake Forest. They're on White Street, if anyone is local, knows the area. And actually, they were just on the podcast. I just posted an episode with them. I think that was last week or 2 weeks ago. And they are a wine bar and yoga studio. So I'll be doing yoga with them a couple times a month and posting events with them. I actually just did my first yoga class with them this past weekend, and it was really fun. It was a blast, and I like that they focus on, so they're not a hot yoga studio, which is nice. It's a nice break from the super intense yoga that I used to do, and it's just nice to get in there, be in a peaceful, relaxing environment, and just do some stretching and some light yoga. So look out for more posts from me with Unwind on White and check them out if you're in the area. And you can go to Two Roosters after you do yoga. They're also in Wake Forest, to have a place in Wake Forest. So that's been really fun. And then you may have seen on my Instagram, I posted, Nathan and I did a painting class at Wine and Design in Clayton in North Carolina. And that was really fun too. They invited us to come and do our dogs paintings. So we painted Hobbs and Oliver, our 2 dogs, in a like pop art style. So like using a lot of neon paints and colors. So that was really fun. And we did actually hang those paintings in our house in the hallway where people can see them. Usually when we do those painting classes, they end up either in the bathroom or in a closet or in a hallway that no one sees. But these we really did like, and we hung them in our home. So that was really fun too. And it's just been fun to do a lot of events through the podcast and being able to support the small and local businesses, because that's the whole point of the podcast. So that's been really fun too. Now, besides things related to the podcast, in September, we also went to Ohio to visit Nathan's family. We try to do a yearly, well, at least this yearly trip and more, but this yearly trip in particular in September, the town that they're in has an annual sternwheeler festival, which is really interesting. Sternwheelers like the boats, and we don't really go and see the boats. We did one year, but we don't really do it anymore. We're usually too busy visiting family, but we do watch their fireworks show, which is really cool. It's really neat. It's a really cool show. So that was fun. We did that annual trip. So did that, a little bit of travel. And then I've really been into reading this whole year, really. I actually hit my yearly read goal, which was 25 books. And that's very exciting. So I honestly, at the beginning of the year, if you asked me if I would have accomplished that, I probably would have said no. But last December for Christmas or for my birthday, Nathan gifted me with a Kindle, and that's been really helping me read more. And it's been really addicting. So that was exciting that I hit my 25 books, and I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to stop now. I just picked up the last book of the Plated Prisoner series. It's on Kindle Unlimited, which is awesome. And the last book just came out. So I read the first 5 really fast. I was addicted to them. And then luckily I happened to pick up the series and I only had to wait like a couple of weeks for the last book to come out. So I just picked that up and it's been so nice to read. It feels like coming home to some of your favorite characters. So that's been a really good book series, and I both am excited to see how it ends, but I also don't want it to end because I want to stay in the world. So if you're into kind of fae fantasy romance novels, I highly recommend Plated Prisoner series. And if you have Kindle Unlimited, it's completely free. It's really good. I might want to do a whole episode dedicated to just that series. I think that could be fun to showcase those books and my thoughts on them. But I love them. It's just such a good fantasy romance story. I can't wait to stop recording this episode to go pick up the book again. But it's been really good. So let me know if you'd be interested in a book review episode. I think that could be fun. So I've been reading Plated Prisoner. I also read Fae of Ice and Snow series, or it might be Fae of Snow and Ice. I don't remember what order. I think it was 4 books, also on Kindle Unlimited, which is always a plus. And that series was okay. It was a solid like 3.5 series, I'd say, like 3.5 stars. It was an easy read, super easy, at least in my opinion. Characters were okay, a little predictable, but it was still a good story. It was like a nice, easy read, fun to go into that world a little. So if you're bored and have nothing else and you like that fantasy romance genre, you could check out that series too. Again, it's either Fae of Ice and Snow or Fae of Snow and Ice. You can find it on my Goodreads, which if you want to add me on there, just search my name, Alexa Collier, and you can add me and we can be friends on Goodreads. So you can find it on my most recent read list on there. So yeah, been reading a lot of books, and I think it was in September. It must have also been end of August too, but I binged the Dear Abby podcast, which is a podcast I definitely recommend. It's like a mental health podcast / I just really like her personality. She's actually the sister of Chelsea from the What We Said podcast. If you listen to that one, I know that's a popular podcast. I listen to that weekly too. But the Dear Abby podcast, I caught up, listened to all her episodes, and now I'm caught up. So that was fun. When I was walking Oliver, our dog, I would just binge that podcast. So highly recommend that too if you're looking for a good, easy listen, but also touches on some more serious topics with mental health. It's a good podcast. It's different. It's different than just like a, kind of pop culture podcast or true crime podcast. Those are the ones I kind of listen to. So it's really good. I highly recommend it. It's called the Dear Abby podcast. And yeah, I think that's really what I've been up to in September. Nothing too crazy because we're really trying to lay low, doing normal weekend and weekday stuff, but laying kind of low because we're prepping, well, not prepping, but we're laying low so that we don't spend a ton of money before our trip to Copenhagen, which we're going on in November. So just kind of chilling, not doing anything too crazy because that'll be a really fun and probably expensive trip because Copenhagen's expensive, but just kind of been chilling, reading, going to work, cooking dinner, reading, walking Ollie, going to bed. That's pretty much it. But no, it's been good. September's been good. Can't believe it's already October, which is crazy. It'll be October 1st when I publish this, which is wild. So yeah, looking forward to the fall. Even though it's still really hot here in the Raleigh, North Carolina area, but looking forward to fall and eventually the holidays, which will be so fun. But thanks for checking in to this quick September update episode. Nothing too crazy going on this month, but maybe I'll have a fun story for the October update episode. Who knows? I definitely will for the November one, since we will have gone on our Copenhagen trip. But as always, thanks so much for tuning in. You can follow Virtual Coffee on Instagram, Facebook, all the social medias. It's all at Virtual Coffee Podcast. And if you can rate and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, just helps others discover the podcast, and then they discover the small businesses that we support and showcase. So, like I said, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye.